Varg Vikernes has what I think the most iconic black metal drum sound we have ever heard. These sounds can be heard on all those early Burzum records. Now today, we take a look into how he got those drum sounds, how I went about recreating them, and, of course, tips on how you could achieve these iconic drum sounds without actually owning a drum kit. So, what did I come up with? Hi there, I'm Aaron. Welcome to my channel, Guitar from the Tomb. This thing started with me laying back in bed, earphones in, the rain outside. I was listening to an essential black metal playlist. Whenever the Burzum tracks would come on, I kept thinking to myself the same thing. The sounds, the mix, it is unmatched. I dove deep and I needed to know everything about them. Burzum was a one-man black metal band. Quickly. I know I will get a lot of hate down in the comments below saying how I've pronounced the band name wrong. You must not know me very well yet. Don't really give a However, for the sake of trying to please you, I thought, hey, every time I need to say Burzum, I can just have Varg himself say it for me. Like this.
Burzum.
Sound good? Back to it.
Burzum
Was a black metal band consisting of sole member Varg Vikernes. No session musicians were hired to complete any work in the studio. This meant all vocal, guitar, bass and drum duties were performed and written by Varg himself. Upon listening back to these albums, it makes the effort even more amazing. You would have to think it's not like the man sat at his computer and mapped out the multiple guitar lines. He did not write lyrics out into his phone. There was no programming of the drums. One would have to think he was recording his guitar to cassette tape. At best, it's simply amazing. Which leads us to, how did Varg Vikernes get that drum sound? Varg Vikernes is quoted saying this: "When it came to drums, I simply borrowed a drum kit from the drummer of Old Funeral, later Immortal. And of course, I have no idea what brand that was either." Now, despite Varg telling us he has no interest in gear brands or quality on
Burzum
records, we do know by now the black metal scene was full of good quality gear. It really was. There is no denying this. The drum kit used for those Burzum studio sessions was a Pearl Professional DLX Maple Series kit. Let's take a quick listen to the track recreated again. This time I've soloed the drums out. For my own drum tracks, I'll always write them out in MIDI. They are programmed. I do not have the luxury of owning a drum kit in my home. However, I then use samples I've created from past drum sessions that I tracked myself. This helps me keep a unique sound without sounding like everyone else. For the Burzum stuff, I can't though. This is because I have never had a Pearl DLX drum kit in my possession, so I have improvised. We know these drums were made of maple. Numerous videos and photos will back this information. Now, I have on hand samples from a Tama Superstar maple kit. They were tracked in a great sounding drum room, so this is what I've used here. If you listen back carefully, Varg did not hit the kit with power. His shots were very timid. To make these drums sound a little more authentic, we've actually had to make them sound worse than I originally tracked them in the studio. When I say worse, the word is subjective. Add a tape machine plugin. I made the decision to drive it hard on the input, which in turn added extra thickness and warmth. When mixing the shells, I focus mainly on the close mics. You can hear little to no room mics on these records. While Varg is not playing very hard, the hits are consistent and very much well played, considering. In regards to mix choices, I do find some of the odd decisions from producer Pitten, just a little bit odd, considering this was a very good quality drum kit and it was played in a professional studio. Finally, while still in the mixing stage, I pulled out all the low end, a lot more than I would typically think of removing. This though was not just on the drums, it was on the mix as a whole. I must be honest with you, it took me quite a while to reach this drum sound and get it to where I wanted it to be. I do hope you love the effort as much as I do. Thanks for watching and good luck trying to source out your own version of these tones.